situation of things in the country doesn't really favor engineers that want to practice.
How many God do we have? Where do you see technology in the next 5 years? There's one portion of the Bible my pastor used to read. A former footballer lost all his properties to his wife and his in-law. The crazy part of it is that most people are taking this whole stuff as a full-time job.
You can live with a guy for 5 years in the same house, do everything that people that are married do, and nobody cares.
Alright, hello guys, you are welcome to Celebrity Corner, and this is your host Dudu Kings, and today we are having a special guest, a very fine boy and a superstar. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my guest Richard Chukwu.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome
To the Kings.
So your social media handles, where they can find you easily.
Okay, Richard Chukwu on very active on LinkedIn, Richard Chukwu, Instagram, Richard Chukwu, then YouTube coming up very soon, Richard Chukwu. So go and subscribe.
So where is the most active arena?
LinkedIn and X are my two places.
In the case for those of us, where is it the come up for English and what's happening trending? X is former Twitter. Yeah, so you can go and find him on. It's only superstars are on X. You understand? So people like us, we are still coming up. We are believing God, having hope, and applying pressure. You are welcome once again. So, what's the difference between as a civil engineer and a technical engineering? Is there anything like that?
For civil engineering, yes, the civil engineering is basically design and construction. Has to do with people that are into roads, railways, airports, construction, and all. Those are civil engineers. But technical engineering is it's a more broader term, although there is not really technical engineering as a field of study in school, but it's like a broader term that encompasses everything that has to do with applying science, mathematics, and all to different areas of life. So somebody like me now, I who study computer engineering, I can say I have technical experience, right?
Okay.
So yeah, that's it basically.
About civil engineering, I don't think that you have up to 2 civil engineers in Nigeria.
Well, if it's about those who studied it in school, we have many of them. But the thing about civil engineering, especially in Nigeria, a lot of people study and they don't practice. And that's the problem. I don't really blame them so much because the situation of things in the country doesn't really favor engineers that want to practice. Imagine somebody studying after going to 5 years in school and you come out with a degree and you want to get a contract and maybe there's a big contract, maybe a government project, for instance, due to some corrupt people in the system.
Yes.
So maybe there is 5 million naira for a project. You might figure out that what will get to the hand of the civil engineer might not be
a million naira.
So that's just
and to do the job, the 1 million naira cannot do the job. So that's why we have potholes everywhere.
Yes. So what we really advise people is if you study a course, like engineering, I'll also try to do the business side. Especially if you're in Nigeria, don't just focus on, finish school and go and get a job as a civil engineer. Learn the business of the course. So, instance, now a civil engineer can take personal projects, right? You can take personal contracts.
So, you have heard that any course you study, think of the business side. He's a computer wizard and also a businessman too. It's a typical Igbo man. You will understand. So, do you believe in Jesus?
Yes, I do.
How many God do we have?
How many gods do we have?
Yes, in
Christianity.
Yeah.
If Christianity itself is, first of all, from the physical look of things, from the economical look of things, right? Christianity is a religion. But spiritually and all, we don't usually call it a religion, but we don't really want to go into all that. But basically, as a Christian, the word Christianity, first of all, let's look at how it started from the Bible. The people were first called Christians at Corinth because they looked like Christ. So at that time, when Jesus was on earth and when he ascended back to heaven, we had people who began to see individuals who were doing the same thing that Christ was doing when he was on earth. So that's why he called them Christians. So that's basically the definition of Christian. So in Christianity, there's only one God.
There's only one God.
There's only one God.
I want to ask you a question, but before that question, do we have Christians?
Do we what?
Still have Christians today?
Yes, we do. I believe we do.
Christ followers.
Yes, we do.
Okay. If you have one God,
Mhm.
so who is Jesus?
Okay, Jesus is the Son of God. Simple as that.
Jesus is Son of God.
Yes.
Do you believe so? Oh yeah, you can tell us. We ask our audience on comment section to tell us whether Jesus.
If you want to go further,
but Jesus is Son of God. Does it make him a God?
Yes, he is God. I think the best way to understand it, a popular analogy we usually use to understand it, is an egg. When we want to talk about the Trinity, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, we usually use the egg. Okay, so an egg has a shell, it has the white part, and it has the yolk, but still one egg. So you cannot really say the white part is not egg, or the yolk is not egg, or the shell itself is not. Everything is makes up the egg. You understand? So God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, they are God.
That's the wise man from the east. So you are into tech.
Yes.
So where do you see technology in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, next 5 years can be in two phases. Next 5 years for Nigeria, and next 5 years globally. So which of them should I?
Both.
Okay, both. Let's start from Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, why I have to mention that is because there are a lot of technological advancements right now, right, that are globally recognized. But it will really take us the next 5 years for us to really experience it in Nigeria. Yes. And the reason is obvious. So we are a third world country, and so many other developed nations are far ahead of us. So in the next 5 years, for Nigeria specifically, if we keep going the way we are going, of course, a lot of us began to hear about AI, artificial intelligence, recently. Yeah, but it might shock you that when we began to hear about AI, it has already been existent in some other developed countries for years. Understand? So even with the whole new wave of AI currently, I can say we are still just at the tip of the iceberg for Nigeria, right? And the more businesses and the more companies begin to take advantage of artificial intelligence, in the next 5 years are going to be, it's basically an overflow of what happens in the developed countries.
Overflow.
So in the developed countries, in the next 5 years, there's something called edge computing, which is currently being worked on. And recently, the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, made some crazy announcements that has to do with advancements in robotics and some other advanced technologies, right? But I don't want to go into the technical part because a lot of us might not really understand the technical part. But if we want to make more research, our advice to go and you can watch the conference talk for the CEO of NVIDIA to understand where technology is headed in the next 5 years globally, basically.
Globally. I bet Nigeria get there before then.
Yeah, that's why
if it's possible.
That's why people like us are here.
So there's something that happened, but mostly it happens outside the country, not Nigeria. Okay. Because most of us in Africa, we believe in African tradition. So I was reading that was either 8 or 9 or 7 of January. A former footballer, Carlos, lost all his properties to his wife and his in-law because the wife filed for divorce, and the court ruled and hand over everything the man has. The woman. Now, a former rich man that has about $133 million, and 2 houses, presently has no place, has no shelter, has nothing, and is living at a football pitch. Please, I want to understand something. In this situation, what should a man do to prevent this type of event?
Well, it's very simple. Don't marry because of physical attraction alone, because of what you see in a woman, basically. But understand where you're really going into. I'm not married yet, but at least to some extent, I have wisdom. I have the wisdom of God. So, I believe in that case, what actually caused that could, for that to have happened, court case must have happened and the woman won the court case, and that was why it would have happened. Yeah. But certain countries and certain nations have different rules that bind them. For instance, in Nigeria, if something like that were to happen in Nigeria, it won't be as critical as the way it was for that particular guy. Now, I believe before you got married, there were terms and conditions. The courts will give you terms and conditions, especially for a very wealthy person. Right? There's something called prenuptial agreement. So prenuptial agreement is basically an agreement between, let's say, a guy wants to get married to a female and is a very wealthy person. It can even happen on both sides. Female can be a very wealthy female that is getting married to a guy that is not as wealthy as her. So the agreement is now that you are stating that you are not getting married because of the money. And if on one end, the person who is less wealthy, maybe during the course of the marriage, does something that warrants them to divorce, and is their own fault. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So the agreement is now stating that this is what happened. This is the amount. This is the portion of money that should be allocated to you as, divorce settlement and all that. So, but it's about the laws of the land and all that. So those are things that you see in the terms and conditions. So I believe he accepted the terms and conditions for the woman he was getting married to. He accepted the terms that if something happens in over there, especially in US, I think they have a law, and it's mostly for the male counterpart. For a man who is getting married to a woman, it is stated in their law that if they were to divorce, whether it's the fault of the man or the fault of the woman, as long as they come to an agreement that they want to divorce, the woman will definitely have a share. So it's basically understanding the rules and what binds the land before you go into any
wonderful. God knows
agreement.
I pray it never come to Nigeria. There is this rise in internet fraud in Nigeria. I think most people, the crazy part of it is that most people have taken this Yahoo stuff as a full-time job. Even parents will carry their children, advise them to go and pay for somebody to teach them. Have you been tempted before?
Oh, yeah, there don't think there's any young man that has not been tempted. Yeah, yes, definitely. Right, I graduated last year. I finished from university last year, and attended University of Benin. Of course,
great.
That was one of the great thing event, greatest boom. And in fact, there are many there. There are a lot. I've had friends who, at my 200 level, 300 level in the university, driving exotic cars. And of course, I studied engineering. Engineering is like one of the richest faculties in Uniben specifically. And though a lot of them are doing genuine businesses, but we still have many that, are into internet fraud. So I had friends personally that I knew one-on-one. I knew they actually started doing fraud, and they began to make it big. And at that time, when you're seeing your guy that both of you got admission in other level, all of a sudden he's driving one sweet Benz. There is always this temptation to ask for a guy, wait till they do, show me way and all that. Especially when maybe things are not so well for you. You understand? But one thing that has always kept me is, first of all, upbringing. Right, my dad. Anytime I want to do anything wrong, I remember a scripture my dad would always read to us while I was growing up. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever are good reports, think on those things. That's a scripture that has kept me for so many years. So I know it might sound cliche to a lot of people that will use it because of just upbringing, but for me it actually is, right? And also the kind of people I listen to. If I paid more attention to those people, trust me, I would have fallen, because I had if he's even till now, I know if his updates, I know how to do all those things based on most of them use a lot of technology that I'm very familiar with. So if it's whether I can do it and make money, I know how to do it, but it's a personal decision and a choice not to.
Personal decision and choice.
Yes. No matter how hard things may be, you still have a choice.
Yes. Somebody once told me that no matter how tight the trouser of a monkey will be, there's always a space for the tail. Old man. All right. So, my boy, are you in any relationship now? You are a graduate.
Yes.
So,
who said it's when you graduate that you enter a relationship? Who made the rule?
I don't know. But I think after graduation, you have time to concentrate.
Yeah, sure. But for now, personally, I'm not in a relationship. Not because relationship is bad or anything, but it's not my time yet. When it's time, we'll go.
There's appointed time.
Not really appointed time, but there are certain things that need to be put in place first that I've not put in place. So adding a woman to my life right now would be disastrous.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous. All right. So yeah, this trending. If you go online, you ask girls, which type of mind say man must have some amount. One crazy part is a girl saying that for she to have a boyfriend, the boyfriend should be giving her at least 250,000 a month, 350,000, 500,000 a month.
Yeah. I know the post they're talking about.
This is we are talking about not marriage, not husband and wife, just boyfriend and please, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I feel first of all, everybody talks based on their level of understanding, the level of wisdom available to them. So, people should learn this. When you watch certain content online, don't just go ahead and take it as a rule, general rule. Okay, celebrities are human beings, right? No matter how influential somebody is, still a human being, and they speak based on their level of understanding. So learn to really figure out what is the truth. Speaking to the post now about someone who has to have this minimum amount of money. Well, first thing I'll ask such a person is, how much do you have? How much did your father have when he was taking care of you? That's one question. Because a lot of females feel like that's for the ones that have that mindset. Feel like, oh, a guy is meant to be your just the only thing a guy is meant to do in your life is just to be a source of income, right? And if you really check well, people that have that far overreached mentality, right? They are not getting into a relationship because they love the guy. In fact, any girl that has the mind to say something like that obviously wants to be in it for the money. So that's where, as a guy, that's where wisdom now comes in. Wisdom. Whoever is coming your way, whatever you're interested in, understand if the person is just coming for the money or not. And it's very easy to know. I don't know why some guys make that mistake.
Yeah, very easy. It's very easy. Know. I think in Asaba, there's one girl. I don't know whether if you saw the video of one girl trending that Asaba boys don't ask girls out again.
Okay.
They only see and ask you how much.
Yeah.
And the girl was complaining.
Okay.
So a lot of people, I saw a lot of comments. What do you expect? What do you expect? But one thing is confusing me. I remember growing up. If somebody have a boyfriend, we always hide it. They have a boyfriend. Say no, but they have. There's in secret relationship. They don't announce it. But these days, I think they have given this boyfriend and the girlfriend relationship another status in the society. That drives me crazy. When I see people talk about their relationship online, I feel like, are these people married?
Okay.
Have they had that experience where people hide their relationship then when we are still growing up? Do you have anything like that? Any experience like that? People hiding their relationship, but now I think they have maybe in Nigeria, or am I outdated that Nigerian law has given a statute to that thing called relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend stuff?
Okay, well, I feel one of the mistakes a lot of us make is we like to copy a lot. If you trace down to the origin of the culture we are known for in Nigeria, right? In the Western world, a boy and a girl can be on the road doing anything they want, and people will be passing. They don't even care about what's happening. You can live with a guy for 5 years in the same house, do everything that people that are married do, and nobody cares because the laws of the land allow it, right? But in Nigeria is very cultural. In as much as we try to say, some people will come and say that, oh, those things are old fashioned. Tend to place so much emphasis on is already old fashioned. Now we begin to lose certain morals that we are supposed to have. I personally, this might not be a general rule. I believe that you shouldn't be in a relationship for more than at most 2 years. Let me not give a particular timeline. Yes, if you're not ready to get married, don't go into a relationship. Like, what exactly are you really looking for? Ask yourself that question. What exactly are you really looking for if you're not ready to get married in a relationship, right? And that's why you begin to see a lot of heartbreaks This guy will say, "Oh, she broke my heart." This guy will say, "I've had 5 guys break my heart," and you are 18 years old. How? 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 So motive is very important, very very key. That's my personal advice.
All right. Motive is very, very essential, important. Before I let you go, do you have any question for me?
Oh, okay. When are you getting married?
Why do I think that? That's what you want to ask.
That's my only question.
So, when am I getting married? Can I think about it?
It's your show now.
So, actually, that marriage stuff, I didn't think I'm on.
You don't see yourself getting married anytimes.
You said you put a lot of things in place.
Oh, okay. You're still putting
things in place.
Now using my word against you, but no problem.
I'm still putting things in place. Don't worry. Surely I will get married. It's a good thing to get married. But another thing is that for you to get married, you need to consider a lot of things. So, a lot of things. It's not easy. It's not the way our parents get married those days.
Yeah.
These days, there's a lot of things. So we are putting things in place. But very soon.
I hear you.
Very soon. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Is the end of it. And we're hoping to see Richard again in our show. Maybe this time around he's going to teach us a lot of things, how to make money online. I didn't tell you guys that he's a millionaire. So in case if you have it, you can see him, and he will also teach you how to make money online.
Yes.
A lot
the
of
second
things.
one, yes, but the first one, don't be with this.
Okay, just ask him how to make money with teach you.
Okay.
All right. Please, if you are not following us on our social media, tell them.
Yes.
Doodoo
please.
Kings on Facebook and TikTok.
Go ahead. Hit the like button. Follow on all social media platforms. He's an amazing guy.
Thank you so much, and God bless you.